seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of What's in the Box.
I am your host, Death Metal Hero, and with me is the man preserving Drew Haye's legacy and the publisher of Serious Entertainment, Mr. Robb Horan. How you doing, Robb?
I am doing very well. Thanks
for taking the time to come hang out with me today, man. We got a chance to talk at Heroes Con earlier this year, and I told you I had this box to open. And,
all right, and I got to tell you, when you first told me about this, I was so compelled to want to get back to you because have you really not opened that box yet?
I really have not opened the box. It is completely sealed. It is still completely sealed, man. Yeah. I that's what I like to do with this show. I like to have the complete unboxing experience live on air, as it were, with the creator, so that have the authentic experience.
Well, sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries, man. Real life gets in the way. Real life always comes first. It always takes precedent. And I've got patience. I mean, as you can see, I've got lots of books hanging around behind me, so I got lots of stuff to read. I am particularly excited about this because I've been a fan of Poison Elves for a long time.
Can you be more specific?
Jesus, I've been reading Poison Elves since. My friend got me into them probably around 2000. Way back in 2000. And then about 6 years later, we started doing a show for a local TV station here called Last Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And, obviously Drew passed in 2007 and it hit me hard. And I dealt with that by doing a video. Last Wednesday Remembers Drew Haye. Mm-hmm. It's the only video that's left of Last Wednesday up on the internet still. And I've transferred it over to my new YouTube channel here. But yeah, I wanted in that video, I just wanted to deal with, I never got to meet Drew, I never got to get to a convention that he was at. And I absolutely love his work. Here, I'll show you. This is my stack of books.
Beauty. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, man. Got the
number 7 there. That's good.
That's right. Yep. And if I could show you my volume 1, and this is why I bought the brand new pack, the sealed pack from you at Heroes Con, because as you'll see, my copy is a little worse for wear. Spine is broken. Pages are just about to fall out.
Classic Brenner printing binding.
Yep. I mean, but I read this book over and over and over again. So I absolutely love this book. I love the story that Drew crafted, but not only that, the way he talked to people in his books. Between the graphic novels and the single issues, I have a whole set. I have the entire series, and I even managed to pick up the there was a sequel series at one point, right?
There were a couple of them.
Yeah.
Separating out spin-off series from sequel series. There was a sequel series,
Yeah. Okay. I even managed to grab a couple of those, which I thought were pretty cool as well. How did those come about before we dive into the rest of this?
All right. So we'll start at the end.
Yeah.
Back in 2012, 5 years since Drew had passed, and one of his many very inspired fans reached out to me, and he happened to be running a successful comic company at the time. They were making big bucks selling things like Fraggle Rock comics and Penguins of Madagascar, but he was a tried and true Drew Haye's Poison Elves fan, and he wanted to come back. I am going to blame David Hedgecock for anyone who had a problem with the stories in those books, because he insisted I was the right guy to write it, and I put my heart and soul into putting that together. Only 3 issues made it to the stands, but I don't mind telling you that I completed 8 issues. I felt really good by the time I got to the end.
That's awesome.
So thank you for asking. That is an incomplete project that Michael would probably prefer I wait for book 5 to talk about more.
Okay, that's totally fine. That is totally fine. I'd always wondered about those, and I enjoyed where it was going, and I wanted to see more. So hopefully, we'll get a chance to see more. I mean, with the success that you've been seeing with the Kickstarters, hopefully that'll reinvigorate interest.
Well,
I mean,
that means a lot to me, Luke, and I appreciate it. I certainly think that some of that material deserves to be in print. Some of it needs to be finished still, but yeah, it was headed in a good place, and I was really enjoying it too.
Excellent. I'd
like to point out one thing. A lot of people assume that book stopped at issue 3 because of some kind of sales issue. That was simply not the case. If one were to look historically at that time, the publisher stopped publishing pretty much everything. So it really wasn't about me.
Yeah, no, I had looked up the publisher at that time, and I had noticed that like everything kind of stopped at that point. Yeah. So that kind of made sense. Well, before we get any further, we'll go ahead and say hi to the chat because we got a jump in chat. Thank you all so much for being here. We got my buddy Woodrow, who is also my DM. What's up, Woodrow? He says, "Hail from the kitchen." Hail, sir. Thank you for being here, brother. Brenda Brooks says, "Hi, everyone. Welcome, Brenda. Thank you for joining us."
Do I get to see this chat somehow?
Yes. If you look over on the side, you should be able to see the chat.
Oh, I got it.
There you go. And there's my lovely lady, Skull Beautiful. Thank you for being here. It's my partner in crime there.
Let's
see.
A lot of partners in crime out there right now, I can assure you.
Excellent. Gotta love that. She's always got my back, slinging my links for me. Apex Remy. Thank you for joining us. So stoked. Flying Feline says, "Hello, Rob." And as a matter of fact, you met her at the convention as well. My girlfriend was with me when we met you at Heroes Con. She was the one taking pictures. She was the lovely lady joining me. Let's see. Edward Grabowski says hello. Let's see. Hey, there's my buddy Leg Kick. What's up, man? Hail. Good to see you. Josh Greathouse says excited to catch this. Cannot wait for volume 2. Me too, Josh. Me too. I am super excited for volume 2. Hey, there's Poison Elves in the chat.
If you stick around long enough for your unboxing, maybe I can help with some of that book 2 stuff. We'll see.
Heck yes. Excellent. I like that. I want to hear all about book 2. I am super stoked for that one. And I want to hear about the future of all this as well. Please listen to the Wise Feline. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Corey says that's a well-loved book. Best compliment to a creator. I agree. I have read this stack over and over and over again. I fucking love these books.
You and me both.
Yeah. I'm excited for volume 2 because I know volume 2 delves into the Sanctuary storyline, and that just chef's kiss. So good. I feel like Drew kind of really hit his stride with Sanctuary, and it was just picking up and getting better. Corey says hello and thanks for doing this. Well, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate that. Always glad to be a part of anything Poison Elves. That's right. Absolutely. Flying Feline says it was fantastic meeting you, Rob.
You as well. Thank you.
So we're getting the packing tape. That is some pretty awesome packing tape, isn't it? With the logo and the skull.
Yeah, I thought there was plenty of people who were saying, "Oh, we need the packing tape. We need the packing tape." And I'm picturing all you guys out there using our packing tape on God knows what. And I'm like,
No.
I'll tell you a great story. While shipping book 1 with that tape on it, there came a point when I started doing the international shipments, and I realized that I was putting these skull and crossbones and the word poison on every single box. So I stopped taking the tape, putting the tape on the international shipments. I didn't want them getting stopped at the border.
Right. Yeah, no sense in making it harder for the international backers to get their stuff. That's true. But I think Drew would get a kick out of that whole idea.
Hi, John.
Yeah, John says, hello, Rob. Thanks for keeping Drew's dream alive. Yes, indeed. Josh says, no, please no spoilers. First time reading all of this. Oh, man, you are in for a treat, sir.
We'll do our best.
You are in for a treat. We will do our best to spoil nothing. But, man, I almost envy you getting to read this for the first time.
Wow.
Apex is getting a good chuckle out of that. So, man, what was it like working with Drew? Like when he first came, came to you guys to publish Poison Elves. What was that like? How did that start?
Well, it started very tentatively. Drew and I would see one another at conventions. I was selling his books as a retailer.
Yeah.
But we never did the dance. I don't mind announcing while we're here that I have a new introduction that I commissioned for book 2. And you'll learn more about that obviously when you get the book. But in there, the story of how Drew and I got together is in that introduction. All right.
Excellent.
There was, even though he and I were pals, there was still some matchmaking involved.
Sure.
But then once we both realized that we were both thinking the same thing, we just moved straight ahead. And then what was it like after that? Well, we put Drew to work. He didn't know what he was looking for. I got all kinds of like sketches, notes, and everything else about what a slave driver I was and everything else. Yeah.
Good. You guys took care of like the publishing end of it and getting it into stores and whatnot, and he could just focus on making a book. Doing what he did.
That was the deal. That was the expectation.
Yep. And you did it, and I mean, it kind of exploded. I remember reading stuff about Poison Elves in Wizard magazine, and it started out as this underground indie darling, and then it just kind of became more popular. It was still it was still indie. Black and white comics to me, like indie comics in general, like are black and white, like the whole black and white boom of the early 80s,
right?
And into the 90s. I mean, with the Crow, speaking of which, I've got my kitchen sink press copy of the Crow back here.
Yeah,
I tell you what, working in a comic shop was pretty choice at certain times in my life. I
sold a lot of that book.
Yeah, I bet, man. Oh, so good. But to me, that's what indie comics is. It's that black and white, story, that the artwork, the emotion, the joy of the storytelling. Maybe not necessarily joy when it comes to the Crow, but that whole love of the story and the creative passion that goes into it, unfettered by corporate overlords, as it were. And
it is definitely a passion for sure, and that was certainly what I was specializing in at the time. Was single, creators with single vision who I didn't have to beat them on the head to do their work because it's what they wanted to do.
Yeah. They wanted to do this, and you guys gave them an outlet to do it. I mean, you guys had a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of unique stuff coming out at the time.
I kind of view myself as a Roger Corman of comics.
Yeah, totally. I can totally see that, man. And that's a good comparison. Just kind of stuff that might not have gotten published otherwise. Stuff that
absolutely,
stuff that should be out there that needed an outlet, and you guys were there to do it. And I'm serious, man. I can't tell you how much these books have meant to me over the years, and I'm so glad that he got a chance to focus on making the book, and you guys were able to help him doing that. I wish that we could have gotten more of his story, but at the same time, I'm very thankful that we got what we did.
Absolutely. Drew worked. I've come to reassess my view of Drew as a creator in the context of the comic industry, and in the comic art field. Everyone knows that it's very easy to compare. He was inspired by Dave Sim and Elfquest, right? Right. And yes, there's no question that Cerebus was a huge influence on the book. But not just creatively and stylistically and whatnot, but the concept of committing your life to telling a single story, right? And that is what Dave Sim did. But who inspired Dave Sim that also did that was Hal Foster in Prince Valiant. So sorry, I may be like the Roger Corman underground indie guy, but Drew Hayes was my Hal Foster.
Nice. Oh, dude, I love that. That's fucking awesome. And I can totally see it, man. I love the black and white line work that Drew was able to, that Drew made. Just thinking about, the progression of his storytelling ability as a writer and as an artist as time went on. I mean, this, these last few volumes, man, he was firing on all cylinders. The line work and the story. I mean, he was hitting it, man. And I love these. Let's see. James O'Barr still with us? Yes, James O'Barr is still with us. He's still kicking around and going to conventions. As a matter of fact, my buddy Shelby just was working a show, and he was tabled right next to him.
Shame on you, Brenda Brooks. Shame on you.
Josh says it's crazy how many good stories had that kitchen sink logo on it. Yeah, man. Kitchen sink was kicking out the jams back in the day.
Luke, I'm going to tell you a secret. That Brenda that is stalking.
Yeah.
If you look in those Poison Elves books in front of you, you'll find she's the person that lettered them.
Ah, that's awesome. Thank you for being here, Brenda. You did a fantastic job lettering these books. Thank you. Seriously. Flying Feline, dropping the link for cosmictherapy.com.
Now, hold on. I really appreciate that, but I have to warn everybody. That website is over 20 years old. I haven't checked the inventory in years. You're taking a risk of getting a refund if you place an order there. Okay. I really recommend. I've been primarily out of eBay for the last 20 years. I love the eBay community. I'm a collector through and through. I can have personal relationships with my clients through eBay. So the Cosmic Therapy Inc. shop on eBay is definitely what I'm plugging. So thank you.
Okay. Do you have the link for that? If you want to drop it in the private chat, I can then drop it in the chat for everybody. That way they can get stuff directly from you. Let's see. Corey Scott says, I was managing a comic shop when the Mulehide books were still coming out, and then Sirius Press hit and was doing such incredible work. When Drew moved over, it was a perfect match. I agree. I completely agree. And you're very welcome, Brenda. I love the work that you did on the books. I love the fact that you're in the chat, and see, there's some examples of her lettering work. Such good comedic timing. Just looking at that one page, and I was going through the digital download of Volume 1, the hardcover, and it reminded me of just like the humor that Drew would put into the books. One of my favorite lines from the book is "shit on a pixie."
When I was working on book 1, I went through that book dozens of times, and it never failed. There's some time I would just stop on a page and I'd start laughing. He's so irresistibly funny sometimes that, good stuff, that Drew, every time.
I agree. Here's this is one of the only I LUSIPHURs that I own, number 2.
I can make you feel bad about that if you want.
Okay.
All right. So on the one hand, I'm sorry you don't have more I LUSIPHURs.
Right.
But the thing about issue 2 that a lot of people don't know is that if you look carefully in Drew's letters columns and stuff, you'll come to realize he did a second printing on it.
Oh, no. Hey, Donna, I see you in the back. Unfortunately, that wasn't the right link. If you could hit the YouTube link and join us there in the chat. But thank you for being here. But this whole box, this is my Poison Elves collection.
Awesome. You ought to see mine.
Oh, I'm sure it absolutely dwarfs mine. But yeah, this box is one of the ones that, if there was a fire, this box is coming with me out the front door. Got the color special. Now, quick question about the color special. Did he actually sell all the pages so that it could never be reprinted?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking hilarious. I love it. I love it.
He had all kinds of fun things like that. But that didn't stop me anyway. And didn't stop him eventually either.
Right. Because I mean, if people are looking for it, I mean, you gotta give the people what they want, right?
Yeah, working with Drew was always an adventure. Drew was a very good friend of mine, and I spent the larger portion of my time off business hours, because he was on the West Coast, I was on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And, you know, he and I would spend evenings together, because comic artists, you know, the image of comic artists is guys being alone in their basement is generally true. Right.
Right.
And so I spent a lot of time on the phone. And we always had a good time. I got out to see him a couple of times. Are you familiar with Freak Manor?
Oh yeah, from his letters column, you know, from the, you know, from death threats. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am able to say that I got to make it to Freak Manor. That was a good time. I met a young lady there that eventually came and visited us on the East Coast. That was
nice.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. He led the life, and he was very genuine. Drew was exactly who he appeared to be. Lovable, amiable, not taking any crap, had your back every time. And my favorite Drew story, and I share this with some others, I'm sure, was when he finally got to San Diego and the book's doing well and he's there with us and everything else. You know, you go to these big ass San Diego hotels and fancy restaurants and stuff.
Right.
And the comic audience itself is already shocking enough, but we took Drew into the high end places to have business meetings. Oh, it was always a good time. He was like the barbarian in the room every time.
Yes. Fucking love it, man. Love it. That, and you know, that's what it seems like, you know, just I in my video that I did, you know, eons ago, like the thing about death threats is that it always seemed like, you know, he was just putting himself on the page. You know, you could really get a sense of who he was. And, you know, that came through in the stories that he told as well. You know, the characters that he wrote, you know, it was Drew, you know.
There is no avoiding that. And I'd like to hope that folks were getting the gist of that in the material that we had surrounding book one. You know, if you look at, we didn't write up a lot, we didn't overhype it or anything like that. We really just wanted to present Drew and his work, because they are literally the same thing.
Yes.
You know, and so, you know, quoting Drew, showing what Drew had to say, showing what people who knew Drew had to say, was enough to convey it. But really, you're right. All you have to do is read the book. And now my former partner at Sirius, Larry Solomon, he used to be able to look at the new issue of Poison Elves when Drew sent it in, and he'd be able to identify, oh, this is what's going on in Drew's life here. Oh, here's what's going on in Drew's life here.
That's awesome.
Well,
and if you,
it wasn't always awesome, trust me.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
Sometimes it was fair warning off the bow.
If you guys want a collected edition of the letters column from the letters column and the starting notes of Poison Elves, go grab this Death Threats book. Now, can they get this on? Can they get this on Amazon?
Yes, you want to get it before it's too late. We moved plenty of them. The book came out in 2009 when it won the Boston Book Expo grand prize. It also won Best Autobiography at Los Angeles Book Festival. I only printed like a couple thousand. And I have moved warehouses in the last couple of years. So literally, if you go on the Cosmic Therapy store on eBay, you're going to see how many copies of Death Threats there really are left. All right, those are it.
Get it
what
now?
I have listed there, yeah. Amazon still has it up, and they have a little bit of an inventory, but it's not going to be long before I can't fulfill their inventory anymore.
Okay. Let's see. And I got, I'm going to grab your eBay store link here, and I'm going to drop that in the chat here. So if you guys want to get yourselves a copy, which I highly recommend because this book is fucking fantastic.
There's also some exclusive Poison Elves and Drew Hayes t-shirts there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know if folks know that. We got
I'm going after the show. I'm just saying. As you guys can see, I'm quite a fan of merch. I actually got this shirt off of eBay a few years ago. Managed to find it, and it's in my size too. Let's see. Apex Remy says, I'm so grateful for the Kickstarter because it's brought us all together as a community, something that was very difficult in the late 90s, especially for kids without computer access. I agree. And
let me tell you something about the Poison Elves community. It really is a community. The fact that everyone does identify and connect with Drew so well, you know, there's some kind of shared point of view among us. And don't mind admitting that going into this project, I had a decent amount of stage fright.
I bet.
You know, people have expectations. I never expected to be the caretaker of Drew's work under these circumstances.
Right.
And so that's one of the reasons why it took so long for me to get here as well. So thank you all for being so nice and enjoying it so much, so that I can feel much more comfortable about giving you more.
Heck yeah, we're here for it, man. As you can see, you know, everybody's super excited about it. Josh is asking if there are plans to include the content of death threats into these volumes.
No.
Well, yeah. So you got go grab this book. This entire book is well worth the read, Josh. Grab this, and you won't regret it, man. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, people have asked also, you know, how come the covers aren't in the hard covers? It's all about the story. I really wanted to archive the story in its straight form, just like here it is. You know, some people say perhaps that they don't know when a chapter ends or a chapter begins. I think you'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
But ultimately, I really just wanted Drew and the work to speak for itself. The adding the covers would have been neat, but that's why we're doing the cards. I have a little bit of an inspiration for what I might do with the covers further down the road. But
awesome.
As long as everybody's happy with those cover cards for now. If I had added the color, look, at these print runs, we all know that this is a premium book, and I'm grateful that everyone was willing to support it the way we are. But I am also very conscious of keeping costs under control, and 20 slots of color would have really changed the price. Trust me.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys have priced printing recently, but it ain't cheap. It costs a pretty penny to get stuff printed, especially in the size that this book came in. But speaking of this book, I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera around, and we're going to give the people what they came for.
There it is.
All right. So, as I open this, tell me, you know, when did the idea for this collected edition, this Kickstarter start for you? How long has this been in the works?
At least 5 years, probably a little bit more. Nice. I actually have to give credit where credit's due. The same David Hedgecock who commissioned me to do the spin-off sequel series. He was very determined that he wanted to get this off the ground. And he came close to convincing me a couple times, but I finally, you know, found my mojo back a little bit. And you know, David and I had not very different, but moderately different ideas as to what the book should be. Ultimately, I ended up doing more of what he had in mind than what I had in mind. So
I saved it.
There you go, David. Full credit. He got it. You got it.
I got it. All right. So that's awesome. So it was
ago, yeah. I was doing, you know, basic research from everything as to what I wanted to use for source files, to anything that I wanted to edit. But most of all, I have to admit that I just simply needed to get comfortable with the work and the comics again. You know, clearly we've already talked about the Poison Elves series in 2012. And that was pretty much the last thing I did. I had a lot of life to live between that time and this time. Yeah. And with all that life that I lived, it wasn't until I started really working on this, like I said, probably hardcore 3-4 years ago, that I got comfortable with it and then got excited about it. And just as important, around, you know, somewhere in late 2015 or so, I started loving comic books again. You know,
I love hearing that.
Yeah, my history with comics goes back to 1975, when I picked up my first copy of Commandy. And I was working in comics by the time I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
Yeah, I've been around this industry for a long time. I was there for the birth of the direct market. All right.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that. Rock and roll, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I can tell you stories about when the whole Marvel exclusive thing and the consolidation of the distributors.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up on Staten Island in New York. Yeah. And Staten Island was a hotbed of comic book activity. Okay. We had Comics Unlimited, which was another distributor like Diamond. We had Eclipse Comics with Dean Mulaney on Staten Island.
What's up, Morb?
Great Eastern Conventions was on Staten Island doing all the Star Trek shows.
Yeah.
And I was working at a company called FNSF Book Company, which the only reason I got it was because my sister was friends with the owner's daughter. And this place was an exclusively science fiction book distributor. And I was in the 7th grade the year Star Wars came out, and I got a job in this place, walking around with a shopping cart, collecting books to ship.
Oh, man. Talk about nerd heaven. Man, what a cool job.
So that led directly to working for the comic book distributor, running their comic stores on Staten Island for many years.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. Where I was that, after 2012, I was off comics for a little bit. I slowly was off from comics long enough to come back to them and realize how much I still love them. And that was when I was able to look and realize I was responsible for Drew's work.
Yeah,
I can't just let it do nothing, and
it's too cool to let it just sit and collect dust. I completely agree.
And not only is that true, but I don't mind saying that my entire youth investment in my youth was built into the property. Everything I did as a young man was in there. So I don't, this is the part where I extract that value as well as put Drew on the map historically where he belongs.
Damn right. Remind people exactly why we loved this book and why we loved Drew.
Yep.
This shirt is fucking beautiful. Oh my God, man. This shirt is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. We like that shirt.
I mean, the print job is beautiful. Like, I don't even know if my camera's doing it justice, guys.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Let me see if I can bump the definition up a little bit. Here, it's 720p. That might be a little better, but yeah, exactly, John. That shirt. Oh, I am so glad that I got the shirt on this one. I believe I got a shirt on the next one too. I love shirts, and I love the fact that it's got the little skull and bones for the tag up there as well. Oh, so beautiful. Oh man, I can't wait to wear that out and have people look at me like, "What is that?"
The shirt for book 2 was the Drew Haye's version of the cover to number 1. We're probably going to keep along that line with each one, picking a best cover for each series or other iconic covers.
This is fucking perfect. Miss me? Ah, shit. Parentation. Fucking little mind imp. Oh, God. Josh Greathouse, you have such a fucking fun ride ahead of you. Holy shit. Oh, man.
Yeah, you're a little late for that promo, but there it is.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I realize I'm a little late to the party, but I am so excited for this, and I can't wait to go back through and reread this.
That is the best part. I really hope that everybody is reading these. Drew's story is so good, and
it really is. So heartfelt, so genuine. All the characters are so well done. They're well written, well drawn. You really come to love all of the characters. Oh yeah, look at that.
Now you probably got one of those at the convention, though, didn't you?
No, actually, I didn't.
No?
I bought the trades because I knew that I had gotten one of the sketchbooks
Slipped through my fingers, eh? Okay.
Hey, I got it on the campaign, man. What's up, Mike McMahon? Good to see you, brother. He says, nice. Glad you were able to get in on this. Yes, indeed. See, all my friends know how much I love Poison Elves, and they were tagging me when this campaign was coming out to make sure that I did not miss this. So I love my friends. My friends are fantastic. Oh man, I can't wait to go through this. Oh, look at that.
It's the archive edition.
Yeah. Oh man. I love this. I love this picture. Like I'm pretty sure I used this in my video that I did eons ago.
That is a very rare Drew Haye's oil piece.
So good. So good. Josh says, by the way, Rob, I'm the Josh that did my overview on NMC.
Ah, very nice, Josh. Good to see you.
Donna Day says, I've been rereading the trades. I'm on number 6 right now. Still such a great story and amazing art. Completely agree, Donna. And I'm glad you're going back through and rereading them. They should be read at least once a year. Oh, and here we go. All right. I love the paper that you wrapped it in as well. Man, you went all out on this, brother. Like, look, gold, like a silver foil stamp with the skull, and it says Drew Haye's Poison Elves on there. I'm just gonna slip this right off.
You know, and, I think it was my daughter making me like shop in Sephora that made me figure this is a good idea.
Oh, look at that. Look at it. Hang on. Let me bolster it up there. All right, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful stuff, says Mike. Yeah, man.
That's
What's
just
up, Jonas? Rob, do you know that your last name, what your last name is in Swedish? Says
no,
Jonas?
I can't wait. You tell me.
Alias Prime says, look at that. Indeed. Thank you for joining us, Alias. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. The black is so deep. Yes, indeed. Fire. That shirt. Yes, indeed. I love that shirt. All right. What do we got in here? See, this is one of the reasons why I love doing this
You got
live.
2 envelopes.
Yeah. Opening up all the stuff to show just, all the different stuff. One of the reasons why I started doing this show, because I back quite a few crowdfunded projects. A lot of people were kind of trepidatious about backing crowdfunded projects, and this was my way of showing, hey, you can back these projects with confidence because they get fulfilled.
I don't mind telling you, I was one of them. I had not been on Kickstarter that long. Before I did it, and it's taken a leap of faith.
Oh yeah,
but I'm hoping that everyone has the gist that we're here to do a good job and keep them rolling out.
Oh man, this is an incredible package, man.
That's your bookmark.
Oh, I love that. I almost got this tattooed on my arm when I was in college.
You wouldn't be the first.
I'm sure I wouldn't. It's a fucking great tattoo. It's a beautiful design. What actually stopped me from doing it was I thought, there's probably a bunch of people that have that exact tattoo. So I wanted to design my own version of it so that it would be at least a little unique and a little different.
That is my favorite piece right there. That is actually a piece of foam core. Okay.
Really, like that he did the original one?
Look, what is printed on. If you look at the side, you can see it's black foam core that we printed that on.
Oh, right? That is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that is just like easy, ready for display. And that, of course, is the Skulls. That was our iconic main image for this campaign because it's all about Drew looking at Lucifer.
That's right. Well, and it's very reminiscent of MC Escher's. Yep. So good. And I love his line work, the hatching, the cross hatching. Drew's use of light and shadow and contrast always just blew me away as I went through the book. I was always amazed at how he would, use it to his advantage. And, you could always tell what was going on. Nothing was ever lost.
Well, yes and no. I am going to concede to all those people who have a problem sometimes understanding what's happening in a Drew fight.
Okay. I mean, I could tell. Okay, let me clarify that. I could tell what was going on.
The further along in his career you went, the closer you got to the action.
Yes,
Drew's fight scenes. Okay,
agreed.
And there's a reason for that.
Oh, did you help him clarify things, make sure things came across clearly?
No, it's just the opposite actually. Drew was on a schedule, and we were keeping him on a schedule. So Drew found more and more ways to do shortcuts. Now, granted, he was an innovator, but sometimes innovation had to do with meeting a deadline.
Hey, you know, necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact
you like
that
the feel of that,
these.
right?
Oh my God. I love it when I get books with the I can't even remember what it's called, but it's like this soft matte touch.
It's called soft touch. Yes.
Oh, I love it.
You know, shout out to Michael. He's loving that. You're loving that.
These are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They feel so good, and I like I said, I love it when I get you know, comics that have this cover on them. That was a great idea. Holy shit, that was a great idea.
Now, obviously, I'm hoping that everyone who's listening and everybody who backed book 1 and book 2 are looking forward to building this collection. We're going to have 100 of these cards when we're done, right? That's going to be a big stack of cards. But I want everyone to be aware now that this first set, just like the books themselves, as you can see, they're different sizes because we had to accommodate the actual shape of the books and the way Drew worked.
Yep.
With the beginning of the next series, they should be a standardized size the whole rest of the way through. That was what we did for Drew, is we homogenized, standardized, and put them on the assembly line.
As you guys can see, these are a little bit wider. That's because the original I Lucifer were magazine size when he was self-publishing with Mulehide Graphics. When he went over to Sirius, you guys moved him over to the standard comic book size.
Yeah. A little more standard that he was already using.
Yep. And the logo changed to the iconic logo that, you know, is on the shirt that I'm currently wearing. Love it. I love the logo. I mean, I love the original logo too, don't get me wrong, but I love the very elven feel, like the dark elven feel that is part of this.
It's got that burned in stone by fire look to it.
Yes. Very much so. Very much so. Oh, these are gorgeous. I love these. Hats off for doing them the way you did. I love that soft touch feel. They're incredible. All right. Hey, Lucas, I see you in the back there, man. Unfortunately, that was the wrong link. If you could hit the YouTube link in the update on the Kickstarter and join us in the chat. Thank you for being here, though, man. Okay, now the main event. Let's go ahead and bust this. Oh, it's even. Oh my God! Look at it. I'll hold on to that box too.
Yep.
Oh man, I have been looking forward to this for many days. I am so glad that I was able to back this. Hey, Brian, I see you back there, man. Thank you for joining us. But if you could hit the YouTube link in the update on the Kickstarter, this was the wrong link. But thank you for being here, man. All right. And
so the camera makes the book just look slightly yellowish compared to its actual sharp, bright whiteness.
It is very white.
In your image, you can see the white.
As a matter of fact, here, let me cycle the light here. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, and that spot gloss. And you've got the soft touch on the cover as well. Oh man, life is pain. Happiness is a temporary chemical imbalance of the true state of mind. Oh man. Oh wow. And this vellum. Oh wow. Rob, you guys went all out on this book. Holy shit, man. This,
if you like that one.
Here, hang on. Let me full screen you here so people can see that.
You might like this one.
Yes. Oh yes.
Let's see.
That is awesome.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh man.
There's
seriously
your page for the next vellum.
Sanctuary is such a fucking great storyline. Oh.
Thank you, Apex.
This is beautiful, man. This is absolutely beautiful.
Look, I'm not going to kid you. you know, I can't tell you how much time I spent worrying and freaking out over the resolution on this work.
I bet.
And the printing and, you know, just like, oh, it was terrifying at every turn.
Well, that just means that it means something to you, man. That means that, you know, you're invested in this. This isn't just a project to get out, you know.
Nope.
This is
the archive.
This is the archive, man. This is the definitive edition of Drew's work, you know. And, you know, like you said, this was your youth. This is, you know, what you did, you know, as for your career early on
in the 90s.
In the 90s, yeah. And you know, and not only that, but you know, Drew was your friend. You know, this is preserving your friend's legacy.
Yep.
So I don't know. I didn't know Drew, obviously, but I would like to say that he would probably be, you know, flattered that you took the time and, you know, all the effort to make this as gorgeous of an edition as possible.
Well, his mother was certainly happy with it.
Awesome. Well, there you go. There you go. This fucking part up here at the front, where he was talking to the local yokels, and you know they're trying to figure out what to do. Jed, you got a knife, right? Ain't you got a knife, Jed? It's like, look, I'm gonna go in there and have an ale. When you boys figure things out, you come and get me, all right? And just that whole thing. And you know, when he's talking to you know, what's his name's daughter here, he's like, "You're very clever." Yes, I am. Bartender, an ale. Seriously, you guys, this book is so damn good, and you know, the humor is evident from the start of this, and you guys will absolutely get a kick out of this. Benjamin the elf.
Benjamin.
Fucking good. So good. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. I mean, you guys are in for such an absolute treat if you've never read this before. Let's see. Alias says, just sick how cool each little piece is. Tape, packaging, cardboard, sick. Absolutely. They you guys took the appropriate time and you put a lot of thought and effort into making this, you know, because not only is this preserving Drew's legacy, but this is also something for the fans.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
new fans to jump into. Yep.
I'm kind of feeling like you know, we got book one out.
Mm-hmm.
We've started the cycle. We know we have 5 books to do. Everybody knows we have 5 books in the series here. All right.
Yeah.
And so we're going to kind of go through Poison Elves seasons, sort of, you know.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a collector and a fan and very passionate about a lot of things. And I just love that feeling of like, ooh, there's something new, or ooh,
yes,
there's something new from something old that I'm into.
Yes.
But you can't hold on to it for too long. You got to let it come and go so it doesn't, you know, get stale or anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, about 1 book a year, we should all be able to maintain the level of excitement we need to get to the other end of it.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, it gives it's like waiting for an episode of your favorite show, you know, each week. You know, you enjoy that episode when it's out. It's like waiting for a new issue. You enjoy that issue when it's out, and then you're hungry for the next one. You can't wait for the next one, and you're excited for the next one when it comes out.
So now, for anyone who missed book 1, you know that book 1 was available on the book 2 Kickstarter. A lot of people have asked, are we going to make them available otherwise? We are not. These books are only going to be available through the Kickstarters until the Kickstarters are through. All right. I got to say, I can't guarantee I'll have enough book 1s to make it to book 5.
Right.
I think I do. In any event, I'm not going to be giving them away to anybody else except the people who want to get the others.
Yeah.
So each successive book, people can still get on board and feel confident that they're not going to be able to do book 4 because there's no book 1s or 2s. We will have them in the Kickstarters.
But don't, like he's saying, don't rely on that. Don't rest on your laurels. If you
until
can,
book 5, yeah.
Don't wait until book 5 to get them all. Just go ahead and get them as the campaigns come out. You know, plus, you know, the shirts. The shirts are campaign exclusives too, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yep. Okay. So let me just you know, show you this awesome, kick-ass, beautiful fucking shirt that you won't be able to get anywhere else. So jump on the campaign and get them while you can.
Well, it's too late. You're too late there.
Yeah, for this one. This one's all mine. You can't have it. It's mine. Unless you find somebody selling one on eBay like I found this shirt. But, it's neither here nor there. Corey Scott says, this is the finest presentation I've ever seen for any Kickstarter campaign. I'm still floored by the quality of work. Josh says, the personal touches really made this Kickstarter. Agreed.
Well, thank you. It was a personal Kickstarter for sure.
Yeah. And you can tell. You treated this like it was your own work. You treated it like it was something that genuinely meant something to you. And as a fan, it's a beautiful thing to see, man.
Well, if I am a fan and I'm expressing how much I love comics, this is my self-expression. This is how I'm doing it.
There you go. Banana Man was not expecting the main event, but well, thank you. I like to have some surprises here and there. Let's see. It's beautiful. Yes, indeed. It's gorgeous, Rob. You did Drew proud, says Brenda. I agree. Holy shit, I found the Kickstarter by accident, and I'm so glad I did. God, it's beautiful. Absolutely. If you read Poison Elves, you knew Drew.
There you go.
I feel like I did. Even though I never got to meet him, I feel like I did. And if you guys can find single issues out there so you can read the starting notes in conjunction with the issues, all the more the better. But if you can't do that, grab yourself a copy of Death Threats because
before it's all gone.
Before it's gone. You see, that's the thing about a lot of this. It's limited edition. It's limited stuff. Got to get it while you can.
Well, I can't be too lofty in how I finally figured out that it was time to get this off the ground, and that's it. I was running out of mulehide years too. So
yeah.
So the mulehide years are pretty much gone. Everybody knows that Book 7's been out of print for almost 16 years now.
Man, I'm glad I grabbed one when it first came out.
Right. 5 and 6 are getting tight.
Yeah.
11 and 12. I'm sorry, 10 and 11 rather. 8, everything's going. It's all going. We need these books because the trades are all going to be gone soon.
And this is how it's preserved. This is preserving, Poison Elves is preserving Drew's legacy. This is preserving this amazing story. For those of you that have read it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how epic this story gets. For those that haven't read it yet, again, you're in for a treat. You're in for an absolute treat. Donna says, I was searching Amazon for the trades, putting together a set for a friend, and I stumbled on an entry that mentioned the Kickstarter. You should have heard me yell when I found it. It was still running. Heck yeah. Wow, sounds like Destiny. Amazing.
I had some people who didn't figure out that one of the campaigns was going on before they were done. Oh my gosh. It was a real measure of how much somebody loved Drew Hayes when they were ready to bite my head off because blaming me, I hadn't done enough to let them know that this Kickstarter existed.
Oh man. Oh God, I can't wait to go through this. I'm getting sucked in just looking at the book. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite images is one that you have on the campaign where Luce is coming up, out of the dream sea, and it's got like the 3 separated panels, but it's one big picture.
Yep.
That I remember the first time I read that and I saw that image, it absolutely just blew my mind. That image, and it really kind of crystallized how Drew thought and how his storytelling ability. Like, to me, that was just like the epitome of what he was trying to do with this book.
I share your admiration for that page, and it was a close second behind the Well of Souls for that foam core print.
Oh, I bet. I bet. You think we'll see? Ed, do you think we'll see that panel anywhere? Like, as a print?
Every book is going to stay within the context of that period, so you're not going to see any derivative material that doesn't correlate to whatever book we're currently in.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Mostly, yeah.
That makes perfect sense, actually. All right, look at this epic haul, you guys. Look at this. I love that bookmark. Absolutely love that bookmark. This is incredible. You know, I am so very happy and excited.
I'm glad you're happy and excited. That's definitely what our goal is to have happy and excited
I'd say you succeed, man.
Readers.
Let's see. Apex says I get 2 shirts each time, 1 to put away. Good idea. Good idea. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Listen to the Wise Feline. Donna Day says, for me, it was the sex and violence issues. The whole issue said so much without a single bit of dialogue.
Yeah, we'll be commemorating that with book 2. Absolutely.
Check the back vellum, says Banana Man. Oh, did I miss the vellum?
There's another vellum in the back. Yep.
Oh, yes. Man, that is beautiful. That printed beautifully too. Nice and crisp. Rob, hats off, man. You guys did a fantastic job putting this book together. It is an absolutely gorgeous volume, and I can't wait to go through it. And then it's gonna sit up on my shelf with all of my other volumes.
Well, again, credit where credit's due. The beautiful look and feel of this book. We can all thank Michael Canova. Michael too was a original Poison Elves fan, and we got together on this project out of our love for Poison Elves.
I love hearing that. I really do. I love hearing that. That just shows how much of an impact this book, this story, Drew had on the industry and his fans. I mean, look at all the people we've got hanging out in the chat with us. Thank you guys so much for being here and participating in the conversation about this book and backing the book, getting it, making this a success. I'm excited for volume 2. Corey says, I remember going through the package with my wife watching as I kept finding and opening more and more pieces. I couldn't wait for volume 2. That's right.
All right.
Being excited.
You sound like you're getting close to a wrap up here.
We're coming up on an hour here. What you got? What does the future hold?
You'll want to full screen me for this.
All right.
Now, I didn't realize really I was going to be doing this tonight. But sure enough, when I got home today, there was the cover proof for book 2.
Parental.
There's your cover proof for book 2. All right.
What's in the box exclusive?
And check this out. That's the slipcase, folks.
Oh, beautiful.
All right.
Oh, wow.
And just to demonstrate, I mean, we found our footing on this pretty quickly. Michael and I overcame a lot of obstacles, decision making, and things like that, and getting book 1 done. And now it's been going a lot more smoothly, knock on wood. Mm-hmm. So I can tell you that I already have signed certificates of authenticity for the limited edition back from Mary.
Nice.
All right. So let's see. You can't really see that, but I assure you, thank you, Mary. She got these signed already. All right.
Right on.
And so my job now, there it is. That's book 2.
Wow. So do you have any idea when book 2 is going to start shipping out? Because I know the campaign is closed.
The campaign is closed. The book is at the printer. They have sent us the proofs. We had originally had an outside chance of possibly being in November, but we didn't rush, even though that was an opportunity. I have been working in mail order and shipping for 35 years now.
Right.
And so even if the books arrive before Christmas, I am not going to send your books out into the holiday shipping madness.
That's probably a good idea, actually.
All right.
That is probably a good idea.
Yeah. So book 2 will presumably be shipping in January, February at the latest, all things being equal.
That is awesome. That is all. I'm trying to figure out a way to arrange all of this so everybody can see. Just look at all this. Look at this. Look at this spread.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's incredible. Just an incredible amount of stuff that come along with this incredible book. Look at the size of this book. It is a chunker. It's beautiful. And I love the fact that you included this, and this is the first thing that you see when you open the package. that is such a beautiful touch. Well, and it's an idea that is done by somebody that's truly a fan of the material and understands the material. So, like, hats off to you, sir. You did a fantastic job.
And the readers. I'm doing my best to understand the readers too.
Absolutely. Do you know when the third Kickstarter, Volume 3, will be launching?
Well, the easy answer to that is that there is no schedule for it until everybody has their book 2s. And within their book 2, no doubt, I'll have another cute little card like that to tell them when to expect book 3.
Awesome. Let's see. Happy and excited. I imagine the spirit of Drew says, "Fuck no, amped and bloody stoked." Hell yeah, amped and bloody stoked.
True that.
That's right. Now I can let my son read my trade copies and worry less about him ruining them now that I'm getting these baller archive editions. He has to wait until Volume 5 comes out, though. Yep, it sounds like a good idea. Donna says, on the topic of tattoos, one of mine is the elf skull with crossbone knives, red bandana.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody, Lucifer takes over Easter. Indeed. Are we looking at a spring 2025? Yeah, we just answered that.
I would count on it.
Awesome. As you can see, it takes time to get this done, but it's well worth the wait because it's beautiful. I will DM you the pictures I took of you and Luke at Heroes Con, Rob.
Oh, cool.
Might be a few days though. No, yeah, she's currently without power, so I really appreciate you being here in the chat, baby. Thank you.
Absolutely.
What's up, Crimson Kurenai? Welcome. Does book 2 cover the entire Sanctuary arc?
It does not. And let me elaborate on that since it's a good question. A lot of thought had to be put into this. As you know, looking at Luke's stack of trades there, they come in all different shapes and sizes, right? Okay. I absolutely committed towards a uniform set of books for this series. We know there's 100 books. I divided by 20, and that's how they're coming out.
Yep. These, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, these are Sanctuary, and holy shit, you guys are gonna love this story arc.
Yeah,
Sanctuary.
But it is going to roll over into book 3, though.
Awesome. That just means you guys, there's going to be a cliffhanger. That just means it's going to be a cliffhanger, right. And you guys are going to be excited for the third book. And hail from the drive home. Be safe on your drive home, man. Yep. The digital copies are crucial for sharing with the kids. I agree, Apex. Let them read it on the tablet. That way they can't mess up the pages. Because if you do have the original trades, you know how hard they are to find. And, you don't want them messing up your nice pristine copies of the, these omnibus collections here. Well, Rob, thank you so much for coming to talk about this. And from the bottom of my heart and for every Poison Elves fan out there, thank you so much for preserving Drew's legacy like you have. This is absolutely incredible, and I am I'm bloody stoked and excited for the next one.
Well, I'm humbled at all the support and grateful for it. Absolutely. I'm very thrilled to be knocking around comics again a little bit more. And I'm grateful for everyone being there for this book and Luke having me. What a fun thing.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Anytime you want to come talk about any project, even if it's not Poison Elves related, feel free to hit me up and we can do another one of these.
All right. When I launch my YouTube channel, you'll be the first to know.
Hell yeah, I'm there for it, man.
Okay.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much, chat. You guys have been amazing. Make sure you hit up the eBay store so you can get a copy of Death Threats and anything else, the T-shirts that Rob's got up there. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Rob, once again, thank you for being here, man. Cheers. And we will see you guys next time.
Right on.
Seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?